5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
And it's another corn dog and Corona Friday night here with the Super Speedway Cup Series. Hey, the Cowboy coming at you tonight, running solo with magic fingers down on the trailer pushing the button. So I don't know how long this is going to last, Cowboy. Guess I got to go to the HR department tomorrow and have a bunch of people fired for not showing up. But hey, we're here. But I'll tell you what, back on Friday nights here with the Super Speedway Cup Series. And if you haven't been tuning in, I'll tell you, you're missing quite the races here on Friday nights on ETV Live. Tonight we're at Daytona, a night race here tonight, the night track, and we're going to be broadcasting heat race number 3 here in about 2 minutes or so. And Terrence Donovan is in the house. Matt Botempi should be here with Giratano, Josh Ball, Tyler Sifford, Ivan Garcia, Andrew Berger should be here tonight, Kerry Witt, Tony Fenn, Chris Jennings, and Brian Bennett and Tyler McDonough. So we should have 12 drivers here tonight. At least they're on the list for heat race number 3 here at Daytona. And as we watch Donovan and I think that's Donovan and Josh Ball, I think here kind of teaming up a little bit, getting a little bit of practice laps in here tonight at Daytona night track. So things are a little bit cooler tonight. We'll see how these boys can handle the cool air in these hot rod machines of theirs tonight. We're about a minute and a half from getting things started here tonight. 10 laps for this heat race. Of course, that's what they do every Friday night. Well, we start out with the heat race. And the way it runs on ETV Live is like this week, it's heat race number 3. Next week, it'll be heat race number 4, and then we'll start at the beginning the following week. So the heat races run simultaneously here with the Super Speedway Cup Series. And of course, obviously, we can only broadcast one of them. So we just kind of run them in order here and provide a little bit of entertainment for everybody here tonight. Of course, if you joined us last night, I tell you what, Cowboy, we had the Silver Crown races with double clutch racing, short track series live on ETV Live. That's coming up season 3, this whole entire season 3 on Wednesday night and Thursday night. And you can check the schedule over at etv-eplay.net and pick up the times and dates for that series. But I tell you what, if you joined us last night for the Silver Crown race at Dover, that was quite the event as well. Time is running out on practice here, so guys are making final adjustments to their machines here. Josh Ball and I believe that's Terrence Donovan out there in that 73 machine, still getting a little bit of lap time in here, a little bit of seat time, just kind of getting acclimated here, getting ready to get this thing going. We're about 15-20 seconds away from getting the grid lined up here. So far we've got Giratano, Ball, Botempi, Tyler McDonough, Garcia, Donovan's here tonight, of course, Fenn, Witt, and Sifford. So kind of a little short-handed here tonight, but we'll see who might be waiting in the wings and haven't fired up their machines yet. And time has run out. We're about ready to flip this baby over and start gridding these bad boys up. And here we go. All right, starting out on the pole here tonight, Donnie Giratano in that number 3 machine. The 15 car of Josh Ball, who'll be starting outside of Giratano on that front row. Second row belongs to Matt Botempi on the inside in that number 20 machine, Tyler McDonough. Actually, I'm losing my place here. Let's start this thing over again. On the pole is Terrence Donovan, Botempi up on the outside. Row 3 is Tyler Sifford and Ivan Garcia. Row number 4 is Kerry Witt and James Fenn. And then Tyler McDonough, he's bringing up the rear. I was actually looking at the warm-up list. But hey, when you got to do this thing by yourself, where's all my help tonight anyway? I know Clint Monahan was supposed to be here with me tonight. Evan Pasoko's kind of on vacation again, and he'll be back, I believe, Sunday night So he'll be back in the saddle again for the Monday night race at Full Throttle Cup Series with the RSR boys. But Clint Monahan was on his way back from Atlanta this afternoon, and apparently got hung up in some traffic, so he's supposed to be joining us here possibly just shortly. In the meantime, this is heat race number 3, and it's only 10 laps. So, and you know what, Cowboy? The fun thing about this whole deal is they send a flagman home. So the only guy working tonight is the guy up in the flag stand. And the only flag he's got is a green flag and a checkered flag. So we'll see what becomes of that here in about 10 laps. As these guys come through turns 3 and 4 here, the pace car will pull down on pit road, and we'll get the ball rolling here. And 9 drivers here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think all 9 of these guys can qualify for the B main, if I'm not mistaken. All right, pace car's getting ready to pull off, and he does, and we are going to go green flag racing here. The flag is up in the air, and then we are off and running. Now it takes these Cowboys about a lap or so to get these ponies up to speed. 73 machine down there on the bottom. That's Terrence Donovan. He's being pushed by Donnie Garetano in that number 3 car. That's Dale Earnhardt machine down there. The 20 up on the top side. That's going to be Matt Botempi up there. He's getting a little bit of help out of the 15 of Josh Ball. Josh Ball's a pretty good hand at, he's a pretty good teammate. If you can hook up with that 15 machine, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you got a pretty good chance of going to the front. Working down the back stretch into turn number 3, pretty much side by side here. Donovan and Garetano pretty much have the lead up here. They're going to have it coming off the turn, and the 15 of Josh Ball and Botempi, they're going to fall down in behind Donovan and Garetano up here, so they'll come across the start-finish line and score 1 for Donovan, with Garetano right in behind. So 20 car moves up the lane here. 15 is going to go past. This is a swap to cool those motors off. You'll see that happen here quite often at these big plate tracks. They can only do a couple, 2-3 laps, and they got to switch and get in some clean air. Pretty much single file racing right now all the way back. You get to the 43 machine. It's up on the upside of Kerry Whitten at 89. The 43 car, that belongs to Tyler McDonough, working that top side up there. No help up there, so trying to look for a hole to drop down on the bottom there and get with somebody. Probably going to go to the end here. Have to line up behind Ivan Garcia in the number 72 machine. And right now, battling up front, it's Terrence Donovan, Donnie Garetano, and Josh Ball now moves to the front. Of course, Josh Ball and Mike Botempi had to swap positions there. Now it's Josh Ball's turn to lead a couple of laps here until the 20 machine's car overheats, and then they'll have to swap again. But they're working together here, trying to get out in front of Donovan and Garetano. That's going to be tough to do in that upper lane up there. And as they drop down in behind and try to pick up the draft off of Donovan and Garetano here, these guys are sitting in a catbird seat pretty much. It'll come down to the last lap off turn 4 through that trial before you really see somebody make a move and try to go for that checker flag here tonight. But 4 laps in the books, almost at the halfway point. I'll tell you what, things are looking pretty sweet here at Daytona. Had to reach over and grab a sip of my Corona here tonight. Corn dogs and Corona Friday night here with the Super Speedway Cup Series. And I'll tell you what, Rod Flag puts on a hell of a show here every Friday night. Well, if you ain't tuning in and watching this stuff, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you got to do this on Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. on ETV Live here. And a little bit of bumper banging going on up here. It looked like Tyler Sifford in that 05 machine, 5th position here, kind of came up and gave the 20 machine a little bumper butt there. And don't think that was intentional, but you know, these guys work hard to try to stay in the draft. The 5 machine, Tyler Sifford, now working up towards the front here, trying to put something together here for these guys. The 20 machine and the 15 now looking up on the outside, going down the backstretch, making a run, staying close to the 3 and the 73 on the bottom there. They might have the run coming into turn 3 here, but not enough horsepower 4 cars side by side here coming through 3 and 4. The 15 and 20 just don't have the horsepower. Oh, wow. A little bit of slip there. I think the 3 car got a little bit out of shape there. And that's going to give the 15 of Josh Ball and Matt Potempi a shot at the lead up here. A little bit of a mix-up down there on with the, I think that was the 3 car. I can't go back and look at it now, but I tell you what, Josh Ball and Matt Potempi hoofing it down the backstretch here down there on the bottom lane. About a 3 car length on the 73 and the 3 machine of Gaetano. In the meantime, Sifford and Witt back here trying to team up. Witt's in that red number 89 car. Ivan Garcia side by side with the 78 back here in 7th position. The 78 is going to pick up a little bit of help from I believe that's Tyler McDonough in the 43 car in the back of the pack back here. So oh, and they get turned around. James Fenn and Ivan Garcia get sideways. The 72 still on the track. Fenn, however, takes a flying leap through the grass off of turn 4, turn 3 here, and is sideways on the track. Remember, no cautions here. So the 78 machine all but done here with 7 laps in the books, 3 to go here at Daytona. So that's pretty much going to end his chance at anything here in heat race number 1. And take a look at it in the replay up here, and you'll see the 78 get a little bit sideways here. I think he kind of mixed it up with the 72 of Ivan Garcia there, but Garcia is still on the track. But unfortunately, Garcia is way behind the leaders, so no chance for him to catch up. 2 to go here, actually 3 to go here at Daytona. Matt Potempi and Josh Ball have the lead up here. Donovan and Sifford now looking at the front. As they come into turn 3 here, they'll round the corner off of turn 4. It'll be 2 to go at the line when they cross. Still single file racing, come off of turn 4 through the tri-oval here. Still tucked down there on the bottom, protecting that apron line down there. That's the preferred lane at these plate tracks, staying right down there on the bottom. Now, anything going to play out, it'll probably come off of turn 4 on the last lap as we watch these guys go through turns 1 and 2 here. Next time by, they'll pick up the white flag. 1 lap to go after that. And then look for the move off of turn 4 coming through the tri-oval by Terrence Donovan in that number 73 machine. Of course, he might fool us all and try to do something a little bit earlier. He's got Sifford in back in the 05 machine. That's going to be his only help back here if anything's going to happen here. So the 05 is going to have to go with Donovan if Donovan hopes to gain anything here at Daytona here tonight. So, but I believe these top 5 guys are probably, I think they're pretty much guaranteed in the next race. As Donovan moves up to the upper lane up there, I think that's a move to let the 05 machine cool off. And they come by the flag stand. It'll be 1 to go here. The white flag is out. This will be the final lap for Potempi and Ball up here in front. And they've got the distance over Donovan and Sifford. So down the back stretch they come. The 05 out there in front of the 73. The 73 now working the top side up here. Split from the 05 machine. It's going to be no go off of turn 4 here. Around the bend they come. Josh Ball looking to the outside of the 20 machine, coming to the line. The 20 all the way down across the apron line. The 15 can't get the job done. It's going to be Matt Potempi by, looks like 29 hundredths of a second. Josh Ball in second. Tyler Sifford will finish third. Kerry Witt will finish fourth. Terrence Donovan in that 73 machine all the way back to the back. A top 5 for him. Donnie Gaetano will finish sixth. Tyler McDonough in 7th. Finishing 8th will be Ivan Garcia, and of course James Fenn 3 laps down in 9th. And we've got Matt Potempi here in victory circle. Matt, 10 laps ago, what were you thinking?
10 laps ago, I was thinking, man, I just hope I finish 4th, because I wanted to make the show. But as the race progressed, as things got better for my position, I was just thinking, man, it wouldn't hurt to win, would it?
You know, with only 10 laps on the board for the heat races, it's pretty difficult to put any kind of a plan together, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. There's not much time to do anything, but, I mean, the main strategy, in my opinion, is just to stay up front, because I feel like if you're not the front tandem and you're the second tandem, you're vulnerable. Your partner, if he's the one pushing or if you're pushing, is vulnerable to possibly being passed when generally the tandem in front isn't, because the other tandems are fighting the tandem behind you. So I feel like once me and Josh Ball, gotta thank him, made our move to the front, I think that was the difference maker, to be honest, because we did it at the right time, he cooled it beautifully, and we pushed at the right time.
There you go. Who makes it happen for you, Matt?
I gotta say, my team on iRacing makes it happen for me. Break It Down Racing. They have great paint schemes at Break It Down Designs. Contact James South or James Sprouse, and they can get you hooked up. I've got to thank my friend Hunter Bowles, who is not here tonight. He races in the series regularly and is a great friend, great competitor. And I always thank Josh Hanner. So thank you, Josh. That's all I got for you, man.
All right. Congratulations to Matt Potempi winning heat race number 3 here tonight. Josh Ball in the house. I'll tell you what, Calby, coming off of turn 4 through that tri-oval, looks like you might have had it there, but tell us about your race.
No, it's pretty good. Me and Matt had talked before the race and decided to hook up. So, it was just pretty much cruise behind Matt, and once we got around Terrence and Donnie, just kind of keep the motor cool, made one switch, and then I just tried to keep it cool to the end and push like we did.
And, like I asked Matt, coming in, I mean, there's only 10 laps on the board. Is it, I mean, you just come in here and hope for the best, or did you come in with some kind of a plan, or how do you work that out with your crew chief?
I always try to come in with a plan each week, just in case, so I can hook up with somebody, like I talked to Matt tonight. So the plan was to get with him, so.
All right. Who makes it happen for you, Josh?
I'd like to thank Rod Flag and ETV for coming out every week.
All right, attaboy. Congratulations. Josh Ball, Matt Potempi picking up first and second here at the heat race number 3 tonight. We're going to go ahead and step away. Let's take a commercial break while they get set for the Trophy Dash here at Daytona. So don't wander off, Cowboy. We'll be right back.
Plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And we are back live here at Daytona, getting set up for the Trophy Dash here. This will be 12 laps at Daytona. And quick mention here, Victor Bartlett, he sits at the top of the Trophy Dash points with Josh Hanner in second, 19 behind. 21 points behind is Brandon Traburco. And Dallas Markle, I haven't seen his car here tonight with the kinfolk on the back, but he's 28 behind Victor Bartlett in the Trophy Dash points. Josh Ball, he got second place here tonight at Daytona in heat race number 3. He's 32 behind the leader in the Trophy Dash points here at Super Speedway Cup. And I'm getting messages from some of our cohorts here at ETV Live. Laura Lawson, she's tuning in watching, and I dared her to come in the booth and call a race with me tonight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, Cowboy. I know Evan Pasoko's lurking in the wings. I thought I seen his shadow standing behind the door back there to the booth up here, but I know Evan was tuning in and watching here for a little while, but he's actually not even in town. He's visiting some relatives, kind of wrapping up the summer before the young man has to go back to school. Trophy Dash here tonight with Super Speedway Cup Series. This is 12 laps, 2 more than the heat races, and it's a lot about points and bragging rights here for the Trophy Dash. And again, this is a Super Speedway Cup Series. Rod Flagg and his boys here on a Friday night, Corn Dog and Corona Friday night. And I've got my cooler full, and I got the corn dogs piled up with a jar of mustard up here. I also got me a margarita sitting on my desk too. But we won't talk margaritas tonight. That might be good fodder for another radio show coming up here on Rewind BS and Back Talk. I've been hooked on these damn margaritas for a while. We're in, Laura must be tuned in. We're in the Super Speedway Cup Series TeamSpeak. If you hang on there just a minute, I'll get you the information. And I got to do this quick because we only got like 10 seconds. All right, so as we get ready to go here, let's run them down through the grid as they get lined up. Victor Bartlett, who is your points leader in the Trophy Dash Series here, he sits on the inside in that number 42 machine. On the outside of him is Josh Hanner in that number 5 car. Josh is second in points with the Trophy Dash. Matt Botempi in that number 20 car, looking to do something at the heat race number 3 here a few minutes ago, and did an outstanding job there. He'll be starting in the second row on the inside. Dana Osborne, he'll start in that number 8 machine in the second row on the outside. Back on the inside is the number 7 of Rodney Wofford, and then outside of him in 6th position is going to be Doug Moore there on row 3. And then in row 4 it's going to be Brandon Traburco on the inside in that number 39 machine. The 83 car, that belongs to Ramon Evans. He'll be starting on the outside in 8th. Glenn Hedrick, he'll be starting in 9th position, that 21 machine. Outside of him, Tyler Sifford in that 05 car, looking to put it together in that heat race here just earlier. Frank Busiala, he'll be starting in 11th position, the 76 on the inside. Directly on his right, going to be the number 30 car. That's David Saunders. Dale Smalley, he'll be starting in the 13th position back here in the back in that 69 car. Kerry Wood will be on the outside of him, rounding out your field here tonight for the 15 cars. Mark Brown, he's starting in the rear of the field in that number 06 car here at Daytona. As we try to get things rolling here, I'm kind of keeping an eye on the door. Laura Lawson, our other producer, may be showing up here. Just yacked at her here just a minute ago, so I'm kind of looking, kind of trying to keep an eye out. Maybe I can talk my producer downstairs and trade our magic fingers, John Westling, pushing them buttons for you here tonight. Keep an eye out in the communication center there, and if she walks in the door, why, just point her upstairs to the booth. But coming off of turn 4 here, down the front stretch, and Victor Bartlett's going to get this thing rolling as soon as the pace car leaves the field. And again, there are no yellow flags here tonight. They told most of the flagmen to go home, take the night off. Victor Bartlett, he's going to pick up the green flag with Hainer up on the outside here, a little bit slow going on the start. Of course, that's Daytona for you. It takes about a lap or so for these boys to get these ponies moving. Victor Bartlett jumps right up in front of Josh Hanna right off the get-go here. I believe he's looking to put that 05 machine as a teammate here and work together. Potempi's still down here on the bottom of that 20 machine. Dana Osborne up here on the top on the outside now, looking to hook it up with, I believe that's Doug Moore in that number 74 machine behind him. So first lap's in the books here. 12 laps for the trophy dash here. Looks like 74, and I believe that's the 8 machine still up there on the top, trying to put something together, but they're getting pretty much freight trained here. As the whole herd of cars on the bottom there go past. The 76 has a little whoopsie-doozy there, getting a little bit out of shape, but the 8 machine and the 83 up here on the top now looking pretty good. It's pretty much single file with the exception of the 8 and 83 back here, and that's until you get back here around the 76 car. That's going to be Frank Busiala. That's 8th position back here. I believe that's the 89 of Kerry Witt up on the outside. These guys can kind of hang out up here on this top line, but they gotta stick with the cars down there on the bottom and stay real close, try to work that draft. And the 69 of Dale Smalley slips up in front of Kerry Witt here to try to pick him up and help him out here a little bit, as they Witt looked like he was kind of falling behind there. So it was a good handle for the 69 of Dale Smalley to jump up there. Oh, so word has it that Laura Lawson is in the kitchen cooking right now. So she may pop in here a little bit later on and give me a what for. But up in front, Victor Bartlett, Josh Hanner, Matt Potempi, Dana Osborne up here. Dana Osborne, he starts that second pack here in 4th position. But right now it's Bartlett, Hanner, and Potempi out in front. As we put 4 laps in the books here at Daytona. 8 more to go here. This is a 12-lap race for the Trophy Dash, and again, Victor Bartlett's your champion. At least your points leader here. Joshua Hainer is in 2nd. Tuberco, who's out there in front right now, he's 3rd in the overall for the Trophy Dash. And Dallas Markle, who is not here tonight, which is a little unusual. I like to see that he's got this car that I think it's Duck Dynasty. He runs that paint job on his car with the kinfolk on the back. That's probably one of the coolest cars I've seen. Rodney Wofford, 6th position up here. He jumps up on the top with the 20 machine. That's going to be Matt Potempi. Potempi looking on the outside here, and now they've got some help out in front. That's going to be, I believe, the 21. No, that's not. That's I believe that's the 39 machine. Now the 21, Glenn Hedrick jumps up to the front. So a little bit of dicing around here on lap number 5 here at Daytona with the Super Speedway Cup Series. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you need to check these boys out. Super Speedway Cup Series, ssseries.com, I believe it is. You go over there and talk to Rod Flagg. Tell them the Cowboy sent you over there. They might even run you off, but you can go ahead and tell them the Cowboy sent you over there. Josh Heiner picks up some bonus points with Victor Bartlett in 2nd now as they make the swap, and you can see this happening periodically. This is not about position. This is about cooling them ponies off a little bit. Hedrick and Osborne still holding down the fort here. Osborne on the bottom, Hedrick up in the front of Osborne on the top side. But you know, I mean, these guys get hooked up here on the top. They try to hook it up and make it work. A lot of times you gotta stay up there and hustle and try to make it work. You can't go dancing around, you know, from the top to the bottom, top to the bottom. It doesn't work that way. You gotta persevere. You gotta hang out up there and hope for some help and make it work. And I'll tell you what, David Saunders and Dana Osborne out in front of the pack here, they have pretty much set sail on the rest of the group as they make the swap coming off of turn 2 or turn 4 here. No, I was right. That was turn 2. Have another margarita, cowboy. It's hell when you got to do this by yourself. But hey, I think we've been here before, right, John? This ain't nothing new. A swap being done there. That was Victor Bartlett, and I believe that was the 39 machine of Brandon Chaburko. Bartlett and Chaburko swapping positions there. And again, that's just to cool them ponies off. They get a little overheated 2-3 laps around this place. So you got to stick that nose out there in that clean air and let them breathe a little bit. So 39 in 5th position now up here in the front. So top to bottom is David Saunders, Dana Osborne, Josh Hayner, Victor Bartlett, Brandon Chaburko, pretty much single file till you get back to Chaburko up there on top as the 21 comes alongside on the bottom. They make the swap. Then it's Matt Botempi and Rodney Wofford back here. And they're about 5 or 6 car lengths off that pack up there. So it's like Botempi and Wofford kind of working together here a little bit. Maybe they're holding off, staying out of trouble. Frank Gusiala back here with Tyler Sifford, 10th and 11th place back here. And then you got Ramon Evans. He's back here with Doug Moore. Doug Moore is about 2-3 car lengths off of Ramon Evans, so not a whole lot of drafting help there for the 74 car. Dale Smalley, he runs back here in 13th. Kerry Witt in 14th. And Mark Brown, who is struggling to beat the band here, he's about 5 seconds off the lead pack up there, about almost 2 seconds off, almost 2.5 seconds off of the 89 and 69 up there. So Mark Brown having a little bit of difficulty here tonight in that 06 machine of his. Go back up in front. Victor Bartlett now moves his machine up to the front with Josh Hanner. Glenn Hedrick on the top side here working with Brandon Chaburko in the number 39 machine, and Bartlett and Hayner, I think his name is Hanner. We'll get it right. Corn Dogs and Corona Friday night here on ETV Live. And I'll tell you what, if you ain't tuned in to watch Channel 1 here tonight, you better be watching reruns of I Love Lucy, because that's the only thing worth watching anymore on TV. But right here at Daytona Speedway here tonight, it's a night race with these cowboys. Remember, they send the flagmen home. So this is about, well, I won't say it. This is about all-out, run-your-ass racing type stuff here on Friday night. You know, the bell, Saved by the Bell doesn't work here because there are no yellow flags, and no pit stops either, cowboys. So send the pit crew home. The flagmen, they're probably just sitting in the bar somewhere enjoying a cold one, I'm sure. A little bit of shake-up up here in front. The 5 machine moves up in front of, I believe that's Josh Hanner up here. And down there on the bottom, it's going to be that 21 machine and Victor Bartlett. Bartlett up on the top still, but Hanner. Oh, and a big wreck. The 30 gets into the 5 and turns him, and the 42 involved. And holy cow, the sheet metal's going to pile up at Daytona here tonight. Kerry Whitney, 89 machine involved with that. Botempi involved in the 20 car. Saunders in a number 30 car as well. And that's going to move Brandon Chaburko and Glenn Hedrick out to the front in the 21 and the 39 machine. Wofford and Osborne still huffing and puffing back here in the 8 and the 7 in 3rd and 4th place. But they're quite a ways off the bumper of Glenn Hedrick up there. So, and then Doug Moore pretty much running by himself. Moore in that 74 machine has no help whatsoever. So he's in a bad way as the as it comes to a close. Wow, Glenn Hedrick's going to pick up the win with Brandon Chaburko, Rodney Wofford, and Dana Osborne. I tell you what, I was watching that wreck again. I mean, I missed the start-finish line here at the finish, but I'll tell you what, this is how it happens here at the Super Speedway Cup Series. And, I mean, this is all out. balls to the walls, let it all hang out racing. Like I said, they send the flagman home, and we just come out here to have a good time. So Trophy Dash is in the books. Glenn Hedrick picks up the trophy, Chaburko in second, Wofford finishes third, Osborne fourth. Rounding out your top five for the finish here at Trophy Dash, Doug Moore. Devin Pasoko still stalking around. And see if we can't get a hold of at least Glenn Hedrick and Brandon Chaburko here. There's Glenn. I got Glenn Hedrick with us up here and Brandon Chaburko so far. Hey, Glenn, what a run here tonight for the Trophy Dash. Tell us about your race, bud.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun tonight. Pretty clean race right there up to the end. Me and Brandon worked pretty good together there, and just worked out there in the end.
Is that kind of an expectation? I mean, it always seems to happen right there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, last lap or two, everybody tightens up a little bit, and just one little mistake by somebody, and, bad things usually happen. But lucky enough to get past it and had a good race there with Brandon at the end. I'd like to thank him for racing good with me, and just a good night so far.
You bet. Who makes it happen for you, bud?
I'd like to thank Landon McGreen, my sponsor, and y'all guys at ETV, HD Radio Network.
HD Radio Network, there you go, Cowboy. And then Brandon Chaburko, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you're sitting third in the Trophy Dash points here, 21 behind Victor Bartlett up there. Good race for you tonight.
Oh, yeah, it worked out pretty well. Definitely got to thank Glenn for helping me out all race, and we just lucked out of this one. Luckily, we didn't get involved in any wrecks.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Cowboy, that's, part of the name of the game here. I mean, when they send a flagman home, your pit crew's not even here tonight, as I see. But who makes it happen for you, bud?
I got to thank everyone at ETV, all the commentators for broadcasting for us, and Rod Flag for putting on the league for us.
Hell, all the commentators. Hell, it's only me tonight, Cowboy, but I tell you what, I get all the corn dogs and all the Coronas, so what do you think about that?
That's awesome, man.
All right, then Rodney Wofford, he finishes third in the Trophy Dash here tonight. Rodney, tell us about your run, partner.
It was a pretty good run there, just being patient, taking our time, me and Matt there, and had a little server spike there and kind of lost it, but luckily everything played all right. And snuck by on that wreck, really close one, don't know how I did, but managed to get through there.
Yeah, kind of close your eyes and mash the gas down and hope for the best. That's what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
Who makes it happen for you, Rodney?
Yeah, all you guys here at ETV, Rod, my family, my mother, father, they're watching, my brother, and everyone else here at Super Speedway.
All right, and I'll tell you what, good evening to the Wofford family out there watching all this happen on ETV Live. Congratulations to everybody. That's going to do it for the Trophy Dash here. We're going to step away, take a commercial break, get ready for the next one here on ETV Live. Don't wander off too far, Cowboy. We got a lot more racing coming your way. Stand by. Here we go.
you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50-caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy. Join 5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
All right, and we are back live here at Daytona International Speedway, 2.5-mile track, 30-degree or plus banking in the turns here. The flagmen do get sent home along with pit crews. You won't see any pit stops here tonight at all by these cowboys, and it's a run what you brung type of deal here tonight. Drivers only. They show up with a crew chief and spotter, and that's about it, cowboy. But I'll tell you what, let's run them down through the points here real quick. Victor Bartlett, he sits on top of not only the Trophy Dash points, but he's sitting at the top of the pile for the overall here with the Super Speedway Cup Series. Joshua Hanner, he sits in second position, 14 points behind Victor Bartlett. And only 4 points behind Josh is Terrence Donovan. Watch out for that cowboy here tonight as well. Rod Flagg moving up in the standings here a little bit. He's 41 behind Victor Bartlett up there in the lead. And in fifth position is going to be Doug Moore. He's 43 behind Victor Bartlett. Matt Botempi, he's coming along pretty strong. He's only 5 behind Doug Moore up there in fifth. Matt Botempi is 48 behind the leader. In seventh position, Rodney Wofford. We just talked to him a little bit ago. Doing a fine job during that Trophy Dash race. 49 points behind the leader. Only 1 point off of Matt Botempi. Now he shares that seat with Dale Smalley here tonight. So at 91 points. 49 behind the leader. Rodney Wofford, Dale Smalley pretty much occupy that same seat. Donnie Giratano, he's 52 behind the leader in ninth position. Rounding out your top 10, Hunter Bowles is 62 behind the leader up there, 10 behind Donnie. And just a good mention here, again, my favorite car here tonight in the Super Speedway Series, Dallas Markle. He's 64 behind in 11th position, kind of peeking out, looking in. But I don't see Markle here tonight. I don't know. He must have had some other something else to do here. Usually Markle's a pretty good car to beat here at these races. But I like that car of his with the kinfolk on the back. I swear I got to get a picture of that damn thing, put it up on our website. But working the booth by myself here tonight. Of course, I know Evan's kind of lurking around. He was able to get his I don't know if that's a phone app or one of them iPad, ePad, whatever kind of pad that is. But I know Evan's kind of lurking around here a little bit, very remotely, because he's either on the road or. Last I heard, he was camped out somewhere in Michigan for a while, visiting with some relatives. I know he'd probably rather be here, but of course he don't want to go back and tell his parents that either. They'll leave him home next time. We're just a few minutes away from gridding up here for, this is the B main, and here's how it works, Cowboy. We just had the heat races before, and the top 4 out of each one of the heat races, they get an automatic transfer into the A main, the feature race here tonight. Now, those that didn't make the cut, they get a second shot, and that's what we're right here right now, 15-lapper. This is the B main race. This is for all the ones who didn't make the cut in the heat races. So all these boys here, 11 of them, Jimmy Tolliver, Giratano, Donovan, Ramirez, Austin Carver, Shane McEachin, McDonough, Camp, Tarvin, Ivan Garcia, and Scott Fenstermacher, all these boys, they couldn't make it in the heat race, so this is their second shot at that A main here just shortly. And while I take a sip of my, I got Coronas going, and I got margaritas up here on the desk too. Mustard all over the countertop up here. I got to wipe that mustard off that monitor for that next crew that comes in here and broadcasts. But I tell you what, the corn dogs and Coronas are good here on a Friday night. Why don't we go ahead and send it on down trackside? I think the Cactus Cootie is going to present our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And big thank you to the Cactus Cuties and the Virtual Thunderbirds for the flyby here. Let's go to Evan Pasoko, somewhere in Michigan, for those most famous words in motorsports. Okay, so they're already on the track. a little late in coming back, but hey, it would have been, gentlemen, start your engines and some really rock your brains out music in behind it. But I tell you what, we're doing. It's just me and John here tonight. John's working them magic fingers, pushing the buttons down there. But just take you through the grid real quick here. Jose Ramirez up front. He'll start up there on the pole, out on the outside in the 28 machine. On the front row is going to be Shane McKeach and Terrence Donovan in that number 73 machine. He's on the inside in the third position, 73 car. Larry Camp, he'll be starting outside of Donovan in that number 33 machine. In the fifth position, 18 of Austin Carver. Dallas Markle unloading off the hauler a little bit late in the game, Cowboy. The 48 machine is here on the outside in sixth position. Starting seventh tonight, Donnie Garetano, number 3. In the number 17, that belongs to Gary Tarvin on the outside. In ninth position on the bottom, Curtis Bass in that 19 car. The 43, that belongs to Tyler McDonough. The 13 machine on the inside in the 11th position belongs to Jimmy Tolliver. Rod Flagg in that number 23 on the outside in 12th. The 72, that's Ivan Garcia on the bottom in the 13th position. And 14th, that 78 machine, that's Tony Fenn. Scott Fenn's the marker. He'll bring up the tail end of the field here in the 27 car as we about to get things rolling here at Daytona. This is the B main. These are all the Cowboys who couldn't cut the mustard in the heat races. They got another shot at making it into the A main, and I believe it's only the top 8 finishers from here get to go into the next one, the feature race here at Daytona. Green flag is out. Jose Ramirez picks it up. Shane McKeachin up on the top with Terrence Donovan on the bottom down here. Larry Camp up top. He's in that 38 machine. He'll be pushing Sean McKeachin up here in the 28. And they're single file down here on the bottom. Looks like the 38 car, that's the 33 car, I'm sorry, that's Larry Camp up here on top, kind of get hung out to dry here a little bit. It doesn't really have any help except for the 48, Dallas Markle. Markle's looking on the inside of the 33 already. Probably going to fill a hole down there on the bottom. Markle's got a dented partner in the shape of that 17 machine. That's going to be Gary Tarvin. So Markle and Gary Tarvin working together here on the top side. I'll tell you what, they are slicing and dicing already. First lap in the books here at Daytona. And I'll tell you what, the 17 and Markle up here. I know Markle likes that top side. He'll run that top side for quite a long time until he gets a good shot at the bottom, somewhere near the front of the pack up here. But I'll tell you what, things are looking pretty sweet here so far at Daytona. This is the Super Speedway Cup Series B main race for the night. And a good shot of it on board there with, I don't know whose car that is. Maybe I can get, who was that, John? Dallas Markle. I tell you what, the Kinfolk car. Dallas Markle riding along. There's that gyro cam, Cowboy. Hang on to your seat. Hang on to your drink, too. But up here in front is 4x4. Jose Ramirez out in front here being pushed by Terrence Donovan on the bottom. That's going to be Shane McKeachin up in front in that 28 car. Now, it's kind of hard to make that top side work against the bottom down there. The bottom is always going to be the preferred lane at all these super speedways. But I'll tell you what, if you can just kind of hang out, work with your partner, and listen to the music, you can get the job done up there on the top. Get a run on those guys on the bottom and fill in that hole on the, when it comes. But for right now, the 18, he drops down to the bottom line up here. That's the Austin McCarver. They're going to make up, looks like one big old long line here. Let's go back to Curtis Bass in 6th position, the 19 car, kind of in the middle of the pack here. He's the last car on that front pack up here, and then quite a ways back is Ivan Garcia in 7th position. Somebody must have checked up here. I'd have to go back and look at the replay, but somebody obviously must have checked up, slowed these guys down. But the 72 machine, Ivan Garcia, they're about 10 car lengths off that lead pack up there. 4 laps in the books here at Daytona. Remember, this is a 15-lap race here, the B main. These guys are looking for the top 8 to transfer over to the A main feature race here, following the B main race here. So Ivan Garcia sitting comfortably in 7th position. Fenstermacher is the one on the bubble here. Right now he's in 8th. So if everything were to stop right now, from Jose Ramirez all the way to Scott Fenstermacher, all those cowboys would go into the A main. Tony Fenn back here in 9th position, almost 4 seconds off the lead cowboy. I'll tell you what, you got to put the giddy up on that pony here pretty soon. Larry Camp in behind working with him, but they're getting a little dicey back here. You got to stay nice and smooth and stay right on the bumper here as these guys work hard to try to catch up to that front pack. Tony Fenn, he's the one that is kind of on the outside looking in right now. Remember, it's only the top 8 that get to go on to the next race. No bucket of oats, no new horseshoes here tonight. Remember, there is no pit crew. All we brought to the track with us is a crew chief and a spotter. Crew chief probably got his legs up on the pit box anyway, sucking down a cold one. If that was me, that's what I'd be doing. Out in front, Jose Ramirez and Terrence Donovan, that number 73. I told you to look out for that number 73 car. That cowboy knows how to ride a horse. Donnie Giartano up on the bottom here in that number 3 throwback machine for Dale Earnhardt. Curtis Bass. Bass is in that 19 machine down here on the bottom too. He's one that'll sneak up on you as well. The 18 of Austin Carver up here on the top, trying to hold a tight line with the 19 down there on the inside. 18 of Austin Carver being pushed by the 28 of Sean McKeechin up here in 6th position. So all these cowboys up here, if they just kind of hold their own and mind their own business, they're good to go into the A main. Remember, it's the top 8 here tonight. Fenstermacher is the last one. He's sitting there in 8th position, finally caught up that lead pack up here. He's about almost 5 seconds out in front of Tony Fenn, who is way back here in the back with Larry Camp, 9th and 10th position back here. So Fenn on the outside looking in, cowboy. You better spur that pony on if you want to have a chance at make it into the A main. 7 laps in the books out of a 15-lap race here for the B main. Jose Ramirez still out in front with Terrence Donovan, looking pretty sweet. Too bad we don't have some like rock and roll or some kind of countrified Creedence Clearwater something. Of course, all these cowboys probably have no idea who Creedence Clearwater is, but we need some background music. Got to figure that out. Where the hell's the engineer anyway? Oh, wait a minute, I'm the engineer. How did I get stuck up in the booth? We got a good race going on here, and I'll tell you what, Super Speedway Cup Series, ssseries.com. You got to check these cowboys out. And this is the only group that I know of that can do this and do it right. And I tell you, it's a corn dog at Corona Friday night, every Friday night with these cowboys. This is big track racing, short track style, and I tell you, they do it like no other. Out in front, Jose Ramirez up here in that 75 machine, trading places with the 28. Oh, now I hear some music. Laura Lawson finally joins us up here in the booth. Laura Lawson, the other producer here at ETV Live. You got to turn your microphone down there a little bit, cowgirl. Take your finger off the button. Atta girl. All right, 10 laps into this thing. Laura, welcome to the booth. Cat got her tongue. I know that. Cat got her tongue. Come on, Laura, speak up.
Okay, I'll give you my idea of commentating on my end. They're going left! They're going left!
You got to put your headset on if you want to do this too. I can hear that. I can hear the I Love Lucy show in the background. Hey, in the meantime, Jose Ramirez still up in front, Cowboy. He's led just about every one of these darn laps here tonight. The 28 car of Sean McKeechin. Now these guys, it's the 28, and I believe that's the 18 of Austin Carver. You watch these guys; they're holding a tight line on the cars down below down there. That's working the draft. These guys know how to get the job done. But looks like McKeechin and Austin Carver trying to get a hole shot here out in front as the 28 drops down into the bottom lane. That's going to leave the 18 hanging out on the top side here. 11 laps in the books. The 18 got hung out to dry, and looks like the 28 is going to come right back up to the top and pick him up again. So that's a kind of an unusual move there this late in the race. Laura Lawson, our other producer, joining me up here in the booth. Well, she was joining us up here in the booth, but I guess she's still working out in the kitchen there, fixing a meal for the husband or the boyfriend or whatever it is there. But in the meantime, 12 laps in the books here at Daytona. Jose Ramirez still out in front with Donovan McKeechin, and these guys were working hard up here a little bit ago, but pretty much single file. And 73, that's going to be Terrence Donovan. He jumps up in front of the 75 and picks up Jose Ramirez. Ramirez comes up to the top finally, leaves that bottom lane down there. That's going to put a whole new crew out in front. Donnie Gaetano, a couple of bonus points for him with Austin Carver. Paired up here. Let's move on down through the field here a little bit. Let's pick up Curtis Bass back here in 9th position in that 19 machine. Pretty much the tail end of the line here. And then we go all the way back to 7th position. The 27 car is Scott Fenstermacher. He's about a half a straightaway off the lead pack up there. He's got a little bit of help coming out of the 72 of Ivan Garcia. Rod Flagg back here in 9th position. So Ivan Garcia, he's the one that's just barely on the inside there. But if Rod Flagg has any hopes of making it into the A main, he's going to have to overtake that 72 machine and go for that number 8 position. And scratch that is we got a threesome going now. The 48 machine of Dallas Markle slips out of the top 8. He's in 9th position now. That's going to move Rod Flagg back to 10th position. Garcia now sitting in 8th position. So we got kind of a threesome working out here a little bit. And each one of these guys kind of trying to work out a strategy here to try to get up into that number 8 spot. Ivan Garcia has it. The rest of these Cowboys want it. But I tell you what, they're about 6 seconds off of Ivan Garcia. So they need to put the hustle on those ponies if they have any hopes of making it into the top 8 here and going on to that A main. In the meantime, out in front, it's Terrence Donovan, Jose Ramirez back to the front. I think they'll swap leads about, 18, 20 times here. White flag is out last lap as the 18 and the 28 working a top side here. They come along, Ramirez and Donovan here. The 18's got a pretty good hole shot here coming down the backstretch. Now they have to drop down in front if they have any hopes at all of picking up the trophy. Still working the top side. The 28 makes contact with the 18. Bump drafting through the turn here off turn 4. The 18 still side by side with the 73. Coming to the line is Terrence Donovan by a nose. The 18 almost making contact. And the 73 is going to pick up the trophy here in the B main. Austin Carver will finish second. Jose Ramirez, who pretty much led all the laps here tonight, hey, he's got a solid 3rd place, but hey, it don't matter. Shane McKeechin finishes 4th, your top 5. Donnie Gaetano Finishing 8th, Ivan Garcia in the number 72. He will go on to the A main. Dallas Markle, Rod Flagg, and the rest of these cowboys, sorry, you're going to have to watch the next one from the stands. Let's see if we can't get Terrence Donovan up here in the booth and give us a howdy. And there he is, Terrence Donovan, picking up the trophy here for the B main. How's it feel, bud?
Oh, yeah, that was great. Haven't been in the B main for a while, but that was pretty exciting. Thanks to Jose, that was a fun race.
I tell you what, this is like big track racing, short track style. Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, that was pretty intense there. I was just pushing Jose for as long as I could, and then I just couldn't really keep it cool, so we had to switch, and he was able to keep it cool long enough to push me to the end there.
Outstanding. Who makes it happen for you, bud?
Rod, ETV, iRacing, so hi to anybody watching.
Everybody that counts, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, big thank you there, Cowboy. And I tell you what, good run for Terrence Donovan, that 73 machine, going home with the trophy of the B main, looking for a spot in that A main. Austin Carver joining us. Austin with a second place finisher in the B main. How's it feel, bud?
It feels pretty good, man. Wasn't quite as good as what a win would feel like, but for my first race in this series, I'll take second to get into the A main.
First time out in this series. I tell you what, you joined the best of the best out here tonight. This is racing like you've never seen before, Cowboy. But you having some fun?
Yeah, I tell you what, man, that was pretty fun right there. It had me shaking at the end, but had Shane. He was hooked up to the back end of me and tried to side draft him a little bit there, and I think we got a little bit too early of a jump on him, but. I trust Shane back there, and he gave it all he had, and I'm glad he got into it too.
All right, you got a 30-lapper heading your way. Who makes it happen for you, bud?
I just got to say, my teammates at RVR and Shane McKeertz and everybody back in Georgia.
All right, everybody back in Georgia. I'll tell you what, Jose Ramirez standing by here. He picks up a third-place trophy from the B main tonight and earns himself a spot on the grid. Mr. Ramirez in that number 75 machine, how was your race, bud?
Oh, it was a fun race. Yeah, just need to keep it up front.
I think you probably wound up bleeding most of those laps up there. That pony of yours got to be pretty tired.
Yeah, it was pretty hot the last lap. Just blinking all everywhere.
Hey, who makes it happen for you?
Thanks to Rod, Terrence, we had a nice run. Rodney Wofford, everything here.
All right, and I'll tell you what, the B main is now in the books. Looking forward to the A main race. So we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, the feature race from Daytona. You don't want to miss this one, Cowboy. Don't wander off. We'll be right back.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And we are back live here at Daytona. The A main 30 laps coming our way. And joining me, fresh off the grid, I don't know, what do they call it, the traffic grid, I guess? Clint Monahan.
I hit some traffic on the opposite end of Atlanta, which is rough when I live on the west side. So, I'm glad I'm here, though.
I tell you what, missed a couple of good ones here, but you're here for the one that counts, the A main here race. This is going to be 30 laps at Daytona. Of course, Laura Lawson, who's fresh out of the kitchen, joining us up here in the booth as well. I smell that fresh cooking, too. But she don't like to talk up here in the booth. She thinks there's like 40 million people watching. But we'll break her in. We'll break her in easy here for the first time. But I'll tell you what. Quit laughing, damn it! I hear that. Oh, I get it. All right, that's enough of that. All right. Hey, we're set to go here for 30 laps. We do have a few minutes, so I'm going to real quickly, I'm going to run down through the points for you again. Sorry about not having the overlay up. John had to work a little bit overtime today. But here's how it stands. Victor Bartlett, he sits on the top of the pile. And you want to keep an eye on that machine here tonight. Joshua Hanner, he's in second position, 14 off of Victor Bartlett. Terrence Donovan, we saw him in that B main. I tell you, that cowboy can ride a pony. He's 18 behind Victor Bartlett. 41 points back is Rod Flagg in fourth position coming into the A main here tonight. Doug Moore rounds out the top five. 43 in back of Victor Bartlett, only 2 off of Rod Flagg. So might be a pretty good points night for Doug Moore here tonight as well. 48 back is Matt Bautempi. He's just 1 point in front of Rodney Wofford and Dale Smalley. So sitting 49 back, and 7th and 8th is Wofford and Smalley. So we want to keep an eye on that as well here tonight, as you know, too. Donnie Giartano sits in 9th. He's 52 back, sitting 62 back, 10 off of Donnie Giartano in 10th. That's going to be Hunter Bowles. Hunter Bowles is apparently not here tonight. But my favorite car, Dallas Markle in the Kinfolk car, he sits in 11th. Figured I'd just throw that out there, Clint.
He's looking for a miracle tonight, would you say?
I would think so. You know, Dallas runs in another series that I'm familiar with on Sunday nights, and I tell you, this cowboy can wheel a car. But the super speedway, you know, these shootout style, short track style racing here that these boys put on Friday nights, this is a different ball game than what Dallas does on Sunday nights. So, but I tell you, that boy can wheel a car. So I'm looking for that 48 to do something here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you who I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for almost every week. He's in that 39 car, Brandon Chaburko, also known as Chubhart, if you run any open servers.
Chubhart?
Yeah. I never really got where it was going from, but I saw it on the SOF Facebook group, the Strength of Field Facebook group, and then it just kind of stuck whenever he's been in servers now. It's
what was that?
Stick.
Strength of Field
Facebook
group?
Yeah, it's well, really, it's actually filled with a bunch of kids on there who think they're hilarious, and they're not. But they go on there, it's like, hey, let's run this race, and then you can get a higher strength of field, so it gives out more I rating for the top finishes.
Oh, those are typically the guys that have, you know, like 3,000 and 4,000 I ratings that race the guys down with like a 200 I rating.
A little bit higher than 4,000, because that's about where I am. Yeah, you're right though.
Yeah, that's a subject that we're going to cover a little bit probably on the next radio show. In fact, we talked about, I think, a little bit on the last radio show about the I rating and how fictitious it can be for a lot of these guys. Don't want to reach out. If you want to listen to the show, you can go to the Rewind dash. Let's see, what's our website anyway? www.rewind-radio.net, I think, is the website, and you can listen to last week's show. But you can join us on Tuesday nights here at 9 o'clock on ETV Live Radio, the Rewind, BS, and Backtalk. It's a whole lot of BS and Backtalk more than anything. We do cover some of the broadcasts here on ETV Live. And, of course, Jimmy North, my partner in crime on the show. We always cover the Thursday Night Asphalt Assault Series because that's the one he races in. And, of course, the standing joke is, as we watch the time run down here, the standing joke over there is that, you know, we've got enough parts off the 84 car stacked up around the studio. We sell them as souvenirs. But we have to apologize to the fans every week when Jimmy manages to finish a race because we just don't have any souvenirs to give away. You know what I mean? So
Jimmy does have bad luck. I run with him on Thursdays, and he's a really tough guy to race with. But he just gets caught up in those people's messes.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. He starts. It's always somebody else's mess, you know. He's like that. He reminds me of the guy that always follows the parade cleaning up after the elephants. You know what I mean? But hey, tonight it's all about Super Speedway Series and SSSeries.com. And I tell you what, you know, run over there, SSSeries.com. Tell Rod Flagg the Cowboy sent you. They might throw your ass out, but I know Rod over there. He'll probably be glad to talk to you. But we got a packed house here tonight. Giartano, Hanner's in the house, Rodney Wofford. Of course, a lot of these guys come out of the B-Main, top 8. That was a pretty good race, too. Josh Ball in the house, Austin Carver, as time starts running down. So one more time, let's go ahead and throw it on down trackside for the Cactus Cuties and the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And we are back live. I guess I missed that one. I was on the whisper when I said that. But anyway, hey, just not enough time to get the gentlemen start your motors in. But hey, let's run down through the lineup here. Glenn Hedrick, he starts out on the front row in that number 21 machine. Brandon Turberco, the 39 car, up on the outside. On the inside in the second row, Rodney Wofford in that number 7 car. The 8, that belongs to Dana Osborne. He's in 4th on the outside. Starting in 5th in the number 74, Doug Moore makes the field. Dale Smalley, that 69 car, he's up on the outside in 6th. Starting in 7th tonight, the 06, that's Mark Brown. Number 76 car, that belongs to Frank Musiala in 8th position. In 9th, Victor Bartlett on the bottom in the 42 car. On the outside of him, in 10th, the 05, Tyler Sifford, Clint.
Inside of the row after that is Josh Hanner at number 5 to his outside starting 12th. Number 89, Kerry Witt. 13th is the number 20 of Matt Bontempi. Out to his outside in the 83 is Ramon Evans. 15th and 16th is David Saunders and Josh Ball. 17th in the 73 car, Terrence Donovan. To his outside starting 18th in the 18 car. From Hawkinsville, Georgia is Austin Carver. 19th, Josue Ramirez. And 20th, Shane McKeechin. Take it away, Cowboy.
And Donnie Garitano, he'll start in the number 3 machine on the bottom here in 21st. Curtis Bass up on the outside in 19th. Scott Fenstermacher in the 27 car. He'll be starting 23rd tonight. In the number 72, that belongs to Ivan Garcia. Rod Flagg, your host, he'll be starting in the back of the pack in 25th. Rounding out the field, Dallas Markle in the Kinfolk car here tonight at Daytona. Coming off of turn 4, Clint. Here we go, Cowboy. The pace car going to make that sharp left-hand turn. The flag will be coming out, and the only 2 flags here tonight is the green and the checkered. The rest of them, they all went home early.
The green flag is out as Brandon Chaburko noses his way into the lead in front of Glenn Hedrick. He's getting pushed by Dana Osborne, and he will jump down right in front of Hedrick. That will be his jumping partner now, I guess. And that leaves Dana Osborne up to the outside, getting pushed by the 69 car, Dale Smalley, as we come out of turn 2 here on lap 1.
All right, we'll have to. We're going to have to teach Laura how to work that microphone up here in the booth. But I tell you what, Cowboy, we're off and running here at Daytona. First lap in the books here. 30 laps on the board here for the A main. So top 8 out of the B main got a shot at qualifying in for this one. So I'll tell you what, these boys, they'll spend a little bit of time here the first part of the race, just kind of cruising, kind of feeling out, looking for their dancing partner, getting hooked up. And then the last half of the race, look out, Cowboy, because they'll cut those ponies loose and get after it. The 8 car making a good run up to the front here. That's Dana Osborne, lucky enough to start near the front. I'll tell you what, that's where you want to be in case something happens. If it does, usually it's going to happen in the middle of the pack. We have seen stuff happen in the front.
Well, with about 29 laps to go here out of 30 laps, your leader is still Brandon Chaburko with Glenn Hedrick right behind him. Rodney Wofford and Rodney Wofford and Dana Osborne and Dale Smalley are not making much progress. As you see Rodney Wofford make progress on the inside just a little bit, but he's all by himself. He's going to have to team up with somebody real quick as we come across the line for lap 3. Back in the 10th spot, you see the 5 car of Josh Hanner. He's pushing Victor Bartlett around the outside as they make their way around Mark Brown. And he's back there drafting with Frank Brasilia and Doug Moore.
Mark Brown, kind of the last one in line here on the bottom, but you know, this thing works just like a freight train anyway. You get a couple of cars up there on top against, you know, 15 or 20 cars on the bottom, and you know, the bottom lane is going to prevail no matter what. But I tell you, it's a 42 and a 5 machine up there hooked up together. That's Bartlett and Josh Hayner. They'll work that top side up there and then make it even. Make it up to the front. You're getting a little bit squirrely here, coming through the tri-oval here. I was going to say working up towards Wofford and the Smalley, but those two guys jumped down on the bottom here. So that's going to leave Hayner and I believe that's 42 of Bartlett. Those guys by themselves up here on the top.
You know, back in the back there must have been an incident we missed because Rod Flagg just exited the pits. Ivan Garcia is coming down to the pits for a second time in his Carolina Panthers Ford Fusion. And Dallas Miracle is all by himself on the track. They're all at least 20 seconds behind the pack. So I'm not sure what happened. We're going to have to check the replays on that one to see what happened. But they are already, now it's up to 36 seconds for Ivan Garcia. So looking now, if you lose the draft, you will lose over a second or two every lap. And as El Jefe Rod Flagg has lost the lap, now he's one lap down in 26th position.
Yeah, and that little melee is going to happen all the way back here on lap 2, and I believe it was the 19 and the I want to say the 12 car kind of got into a little bit of a tussle. Dallas Markle got a little damage on the front end, and Rod Flagg took a little bit of damage on the left side, on the right side of his machine as well. But the 72, Ivan Garcia in big trouble here tonight at Daytona. Of course, Dallas Markle all the way back too, so he's going to be struggling.
Yeah, we had a switch up front as we do have a little more action going on. Chaburko and Hedrick made their switch for the second time as they make their way barely around Dallas Miracle, who is now 1 lap down. We are 2 wide, 6 rows back. Well, 3 rows back, and just split up as I say that. But it's Brandon Chaburko, Dana Osborne are head-to-head right now. Dana Osborne has great drafting by Dale Smalley in his 69 car. But, of course, you can never count out Brandon Chaburko and Glenn Hedrick ever, even when they're on the outside line, as Smalley almost makes contact with Chaburko.
Yeah, and if Marco, if he can hang on to, I mean, he's only a lap down, so, you know, although there are no cautions, there won't be a lucky dog for him here tonight, but if he can just hang on to this lap and catch up with some draft, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I think Marco's got a little bit of front-end damage on his car, that 48 car, so that's going to set him back quite a ways as the 05 and the 15 of Josh Ball come motoring on past. So Rod Flagg, Gavin Garcia, Dallas Markle pretty much going to be out of contention at least for a trophy here tonight. And it's going to be awfully tough for any one of those 3 to try to get back on the lead lap with no cautions and no lucky dog here. In the meantime, Osborne occupies that front seat up here with Chaburko, Dale Smalley, Glenn Hedrick. And not much of a battle going on. The swapping positions that you see, that's these guys got to do that every couple of laps to cool the ponies down. And, you know, it's not necessarily about position as much as it is about trying to get the front end of that car out into some clean air.
Yeah, all these cars in the top 10 here, they were bunched up for about, I don't know, half a lap to 3/4 of a lap, and cars were getting squirrely. We saw the 8 car of Osborne shoot down at Abram for a little bit down the front straightaway, and he was able to recollect it. And then we almost had more 3 wide going on right behind him. But normally it's tandem racing, but right now there is a pretty big pack from about 3rd on to 10th. So this is looking pretty good right now for racing-wise for early on in the race. That makes it more exciting for everybody watching. But that does help Glenn Hedrick and Chaburko when they make their switches while everybody behind them is running 2 wide.
Yeah, and you know, just looking down the list here, the drivers, all the entries here tonight, the one that's missing is the number 71 of Phil Foltz. Don't know if he made it into. In fact, I've got the heat race listing here somewhere, but I don't know if he made it in. Yeah, he did. He was in heat race number 2, so he must not have fared too well out of that, or at least he didn't finish as one of the top 4. But
way to rub it in, JD.
Yeah, Phil Foltz fails. Phil Foltz, the number 71 machine, HD Radio Network fails in heat race number 2. But you know, a lot of times he gets mixed up in other people's crap too. So it's always fun to mention Phil's name. But
that was almost some contact. Right there with Josh Henner and Victor Bartlett. They were trying to make the switch, and it looks like Bartlett came down a little too soon. Barely clipped the 5, but they were able to keep it under control. And as I say about their switch, Chaburko and Bartlett are going to make their switch, and to the low side, going right by them, is Josh Henner being pushed by Victor Bartlett. Josh Henner's going to lead the lap. This time by, we have 20 laps to go.
20 laps to go here at Daytona, and this is the Super Speedway Cup Series broadcasted live on ETV Live. There is no other choice, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, there is a ton of racing coming up on ETV Live here in the next few months. We've got the Triple Crown Series that started last night. It'll be running the entire Season 3 on ETV Live, Channel 1 and Channel 2. We've got a doubleheader night with the Triple Crown Series, and this is short track racing with the Silver Crown, the Tour Modifieds, and the Sprint cars. And I'll tell you what, if you're a short track fan, you want to tune in on on Wednesday and Thursday nights and catch those races. But every Friday night it's Corn Dog and Coronas here with the Super Speedway Cup Series, and these boys always put on a hell of a show every Friday night. But right now, Victor Bartlett out in front. I mean, you know, I mean, the lead changes here happen like people change their clothes. So, you know, as much as you can say Victor Bartlett's out there in front right now, it won't be long before somebody else is out in front here a little bit later on. But trying hard. Well, they were trying pretty hard. The 21 machine of Glenn Hedrick and Chaburko up here Doesn't look like they're making a whole lot of headway on this top side, which is a little bit unusual for these two guys. But letting the number 7 get past them down here on the bottom. But you know what? They're doing what they need to do. You just got to stay up there and persevere and work it out. You can't be bouncing from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom and think you're going to get anywhere. But we'll see how these boys can work it out here on the top side.
It's funny you mention that, because the more what makes this different from racing in real life is that the more you turn the wheel on here, it's going to slow down the car, so you want to be turning the wheel as much as less as possible. And that's why you see all pros and world championship drivers. If you ever watch them race and you can watch their wheel move, they're barely turning their wheel. That's because they're getting their car as loose as possible, and they're barely turning. The more you turn your wheel, the more you're going to slow down. But speaking of Phil Foltz, this race is brought to you by Phil Foltz and the HD Radio Network. It's home of ETV Live Radio, which you can hear us on. The HD Radio Network gives you a variety of stations to choose from, including big 80s metal, all HDR classics, all HDR country for cowboy, and more. Take your pick and rock your brains out. HD Radio Network stations are featured on iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and also listed in the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from hdradionetwork.com or take it with you. You can get the mobile app from tunein.com.
There you go. And I'll tell you what, I usually take it with me too. I put it in my car even. I got one of the little holder things mounted on the windshield. I put my cell phone up in there, and I got this little plug thing that goes down into the little mini plug thing on my stereo in my car, and I can listen to my ETV Live Radio even while I'm driving. So
get on your horse?
Get that mobile app. Yeah, on my horse.
Okay.
I'm hearing the 19 wreck. That's going to be Curtis Bass back here. He was already a lap down. And I'm hearing also the 23 machine. Laura Lawson's finally pulling an engineer's job up here for us now. And this is going to happen back on lap 13 with the 19 machine. And it looks like the 23 was involved in that as well. That's Rod Flag. Connects up with the 19. Both of them, hard hit on the inside wall for the 19 and the 23. They're pretty much done for the night.
That's a tough break for those guys, but up front we have another lead change. Glenn Hedrick has taken the lead. He's waiting to probably move back up to get back there with Chaburko, and he shoots him way too high in front of Chaburko, but they get back together. And Hedrick will still hold it, but you still got to keep in mind Josh Hanner as Victor Bartlett right on him. And look who's coming up really fast. They came all the way from 11th. And 12th, that's Austin Carver and Shane McEachin in the 18 and the 28. They're up here in 5th and 6th now. They had a full head of steam coming up. And we are coming up to lap 17 here as the laps are winding down and the racing's only getting better.
Absolutely. Oh, and they get turned around up here in front. The 28 going around. Oh, big wreck. And they are all piling into the 28. The entire field of cars.
So many cars.
Holy cow.
Oh, they're still wrecking.
Yeah, Cowboy, I tell you what, the only cars still on the track are Hanner, Hedrick, Bartlett, and Chaburko. Austin Carver back here is just catwalking it. Dale Smalley, McEachin and the 28. The 8 is done. The 73 car is done. The 7 is done. The 75 of Jose Ramirez, who was doing an outstanding job here tonight all night long, he's done. The 74 is done. Mark Brown is done. This has turned into a 4-horse race, Cowboy.
Josh Ball. I'm not sure you got Basilia, Tyler Sifford, Matt Bontempi, Gary Witt, Ramon Evans, Giratano, Scott Fenstermacher came out. He's 6th. Look at that. He was in 22nd.
Holy cow.
It's a 4-horse race.
That looks like an Atlanta pileup.
That looks like an Atlanta pileup, my engineer's telling us here. I tell you what, this has turned into a 4-horse race up in front. Victor Bartlett, Josh Hanner, Brandon Chaburko, and Glenn Hedrick. So we'll see what these Cowboys can put together. The rest of the entire field of cars is pretty much out of it. They're all going to go down a lap or more, some of them back into the garage. 19 laps in the books. And I'll tell you what, You know, I mean, this is a big track racing, short track style, and hey, sometimes stuff happens.
There are only 7 cars on the lead lap, and really the 7th car on the lead lap has a lot of damage. It's Josue Ramirez. He's 42 seconds behind, but the leaders are catching him real quick, and he might be coming down in the pits again because the Picardi Chevrolet has a lot of damage as he comes onto the looks like back straightaway now. Yep, and now he's a lap down, so there are only 6 cars on the lead lap. Scott Fenstermacher, how about him? He cannot believe what happened. I'm sure he drove by there and just saw the parking lot on bottoms of turns 1 and 2, and even the bottom of the back straightaway. And as I say that, we do have a new leader. It's Josh Hanner and Glenn Hedrick. I apologize, Victor Bartlett.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, that'll probably change before the night's over, too. 20 laps in the books, we get the blimp view from the space shuttle looking down on the mess, the melee, and the mayhem down there coming off as they turn. Wow, look at all that, look at all those cars. They look like little ants crawling around. There you go, there's a good shot from the space station there, the International Space Station. I didn't know blimps could fly that high.
With John Wesley, anything is possible.
Yeah, I tell you what, Cowboy, this has absolutely turned into a 4-horse race, but these 2 horses back here, starting with the 8 machine, they better hurry up, spur them ponies on, and catch up. Actually, the 8 car, that belongs to Dana Osborne. Osborne just went down a lap, so it's all about Victor Bartlett, Josh Hanner, Glenn Hedrick, and Brandon Chaburko right now.
Oh, and that's not going to change, Cowboy. Something that wreck, and then you'd involve David Saunders and Scott Fenstermacher, and really that is possible after what we've seen tonight.
I'll tell you what, I reached back and pull out another Corona and a corn dog. This is corn dog and Corona Friday night here with the Super Speedway Cup boys. And I tell you, this is I have not seen a wreck like that with these guys. I don't think ever. I mean, that just absolutely took out just about the entire field of cars. Lots of sheet metal. And there's a lot of souvenirs. I need to talk to Jimmy about that. Maybe we can buy some scrap metal from these guys and sell it for souvenirs on our radio show.
Hey, there you go. Well, we do have less than 8 laps left to go here at Daytona. I mixed that up last week. I don't know what happened. And, of course, the battle is still going on between the top 4, Victor Bartlett, Josh Hanner, Glenn Hedrick, and Brendan Chaburko. Rounding out the top 5, that is David Saunders. And in 6th is Scott Fenstermacher, about 30 seconds behind. Those are the only 6 cars on the lead lap out of 26 that started the race. That's how large of a wreck we had.
Yeah.
And as we say that, we do have another lead change. Chaburko and Hedrick have made their way in front of Hanner and Bartlett. And this is, as Cowboy says, a 4-horse race here at Daytona.
A 4-horse race. And I'll tell you what, I want to throw a shout out to Rodney Wofford's family. Talked to him, I think it was during the Trophy Dash. Family tuning in and watching here tonight on ETV Live. Glad to have you aboard and have you along for the ride here tonight. But it is absolutely a 4-horse night tonight here with 24 laps in the book. So we're on the short end of the 6th with 6 to go here, 7 to go actually here at Daytona. It'll be 6 when they come across the line. Chaburko out in front with Josh Hanner, Glenn Hedrick, and Victor Bartlett running 2nd and 3rd here. Now they're going to run this single file here a little bit as we watch the 5 move up to the top. These are swapping positions, cooling them ponies off. You see the 5 will drop back behind the 42 car here. And I believe they're going to stay single file like this until about the end of the race. Now it'll be coming off of turn 4. You want to look for that move to the outside by the pair of cars looking for that checker flag at the end of this thing. But with 5 to go here at Daytona, this has turned into one of those nights. I know Rod Flagg probably downstairs just kind of pacing the floor, just kind of wondering what the hell happened.
Yeah, and I mentioned that there's only 6 cars on the lead lap, but there were still 22 cars running. Curtis Bass is the last car on the track that's running. He's He's back there in 22nd, 5 laps down. He's drafting with the 73 car of Terrence Donovan, and they're getting out of the way for some other cars that are lap down right now. But all these lap cars, it's kind of funny to watch. All these cars are damaged and some with no hoods running around. And we do have a swap up here for the lead. Brandon Chaburko and Glenn Hendrick will make their swap again, and that is a beautiful swap. That is the definition of a great swap. If you can make swaps like that, they'll stay in front of the 42 and the 5 like they're probably about to, because even though with their full head of steam, they got the swap, they did it perfect. The only way they could have done it better was going into turn 1 instead of turn 3.
Yeah, and the bottom lane here is going to be the preferred line around the track, even with just 4 cars out here. So, these guys need to stay tucked right in close to the 21 and the 39 here up on the top. That's the 42 and the 5, making a little bit of headway down the back stretch here. But unless the 5 car can clear that 39 car, it's no go, Cowboy, and he doesn't. The 5 and the 21 the 5 and the 42 make the swap up there in the top of the turn. They'll come back down behind the Chaburko and Bartlett here. And of course, like I said, they'll run like this until the end of this thing. Then keep your eye on turn 4. The camera coming off of turn 4 down through the tri-oval. That's where they'll make it happen, most likely, as we watch another swap taking place. They missed their mark. The 21 and the 39 gives up the lead to the 42 and the 5 down here. The 5 is going to move out in front. That was a swap gone bad right there.
Yeah, that was a good time to kind of The bad thing about swaps is you can interrupt someone's exactly what they did, and that's a great way to do it, to throw them off their pace, really, because now they will make their swap and almost stay ahead of them, and they can stay ahead of them since they're on the inside line. As we do take 2 to go here at Daytona, 2 laps to go. Victor Bartlett's your leader, but right to his outside, only 3.5 hundredths of a second behind him on that last lap as they went across the start-finish line. That was Glenn Hedrick, and they're going to make their way right back to 4th. They're going to try to third and 4th. They're going to try to get a good run, hopefully, and try to make this a race as we head towards the start-finish line for lap 30 as they make one final switch here at Daytona.
And lap traffic ahead coming to the white flag. This is the last time around, Cowboy, when they pick it up. And a lot of lap traffic ahead of them. These are just obstacles on the course now with the 42 and the 21 hooked up here. And Brandon Chaburko down here on the bottom. The 42 and the 5 get the run on the bottom. The 39's got lap traffic right in front of them, holding it up. And the 39 goes around, Chaburko around, coming off the turn. That's going to end the night, or any possibility for them. The 42 and the 5 of Josh Hunter out in front.
Looks like Curtis Bass might have been running blocking for somebody, because he's 5 laps down and he held it on the inside line, and they had nowhere to go. They just got stuck right behind him, and that's when Chaburko got a little loose there. But that leaves it to a 2-horse race there, Cowboy. And as we come into the tri-oval, Bartlett to the outside, Josh Hunter on the inside. Will Bartlett be able to clear him? He will not clear him. It will be Josh Hunter, your winner tonight, by 2/100ths of a second. Josh Hunter is your winner tonight at Daytona here in the Super Speedway Cup Series.
And Glenn Hendrick will finish in 3rd. Brandon Chaburko with a 4th place, and rounding out your top 5, David Saunders in that number 30 machine of his. 36 seconds back of the field, but a good strong night for David Sanders.
Bullshit finish, but it was fun.
And we've got Josh Hanner up here with us on the radio. Josh, what a night here at Daytona. Were you expecting to pick up the trophy here tonight?
No, absolutely not. I'm extremely lucky to have been up front for when that wreck happened. I was just kind of going on the game plan of getting a nice solid top 5 here, maybe gaining a couple points on Victor. Never thought I'd come out here with the win.
You looked up in the rearview mirror and you had to see that carnage taking place behind you. That had to be a pretty good feeling, I would think.
It was definitely a good feeling when I saw the wreck. I hate it for all the guys involved in it, though, you know. I hate to see the wrecks happen, but it worked out for me, so I'll take a win any way I can get it.
Take the win any way you can get it. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you certainly earned it here tonight. and Joshua Hanner picking up the trophy for the A main here at Super Speedway Cup. Who makes it happen for you, partner?
I want to thank Rod for putting on the league and the teammates Victor, Brandon, Jason Altmans. Thank you for doing the broadcast, and we'll see you next week.
All right, good points tonight for Josh Hanner. He sits second coming in tonight, just 14 behind Victor Bartlett. And Clint, I believe you've caught up with Victor.
I have. Victor, you ran a great race. What went through your mind after that huge wreck?
Actually, what went through my mind was, this is actually going to be a really, really good points season for me and Josh, as well as Terrence. I think Terrence got involved in that, so I don't know exactly what happened back there, but it looked like I seen him. But it looks like me and Josh are running away with it, and I'm starting to wonder if Josh owes me 2 races or 1 now. So.
Oh, you're just throwing it out there. You're throwing down a gauntlet now. Now, I know. Tell me now, do you like running Daytona or Talladega better? Because you run well both.
I like Talladega a lot better. It's a lot wider. Daytona's a lot more smoother, I would say. I think if it would have been Talladega, I would have had the victory. It's just, with having it right here on the dog leg right here at the finish line, it's a little bit harder to try to get that run off the corner. And with these new Gen 6 cars, you can't really see out the side unless you're looking out the side. But if you're looking straight and trying to look out the side, it's a little bit harder than the Gen 5 cars to see. And I didn't know exactly where Josh was when he was coming up beside him. And I didn't want to go down and door him. And I didn't want him to try to come up and, get the draft off of me. So it was all good. I was happy to see him win. Take Pepsi Max to the victory.
And who makes it happen for you, Victor?
Well, ETV and Rod Flag.
Thank you very much. That is Victor Bartlett. He finished second here tonight. He was almost for Victor. JD's with third place.
Glenn Hedrick, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, that number 21 machine, you pretty much spent the whole night out there in front. What's that feel like? Okay, apparently we're having a little bit of difficulty with Glenn Hedrick's microphone. Don't know if somebody tripped over the cord or not, but I'll tell you what, I think that's going to wrap it up here. We'll just wish, there he is, Glenn Hedrick finishing in third. You got us, bud?
Yeah, I got third place out of that, but that was pretty frustrating there at the end. Congratulations, Josh, though. It was a good win for him.
Hey, you managed to stay out of that melee out behind you. Did you see any of that happening in the rearview mirror?
Well, all I saw I just saw him turning around in my rear mirror, and I said, well, we just need to be smart here now to finish up the race. That was a pretty huge wreck.
Yeah, it was. It took out about 3/4 of the field or better. But I'll tell you what, Cowboy, you spent the better part of the night out in front. Is that your typical MO here, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, at Daytona, that's the thing, is just get a good start position, stay out, stay in the top 4 or 5, because usually sooner or later something like that's going to happen behind you, so I'd rather see it in my rearview mirror than in front of me.
Yeah, I know how that goes, Cowboy, but I'll tell you what, a good race here tonight with that number 21 machine, Glenn Hedrick. Any shout-outs out there you want to give?
Yep. I'd like to thank my sponsor again, Atlantic Marine. Had a good night, won the dash, and finished third in A-Main, and thanks ETV and Rod Flag and HD Radio Network. Thanks to Brandon for working with me all night. So when we hook up, we usually finish pretty good. And congrats to Josh and Victor.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Brandon Chaburko sitting up here with us, the number 39 machine. Brandon, what a hell of a night, bud.
Yeah, man, it's frustrating running up front and having a lap car interfere with the ending of the race for the second week in a row. I mean, it's frustrating.
Yeah, I hear you, partner. But I'll tell you what, I think that's the way it goes here with this, the big track racing, short track style. You run what you brung, and they send the flagman home and everything. But it looked like you were having a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, it was a good race. As soon as we saw the wreck, I mean, me, Victor, and Josh were in the same channel, and we were just planning on taking it easy. And all of us, we were satisfied with top 4.
And I managed to say your name correctly all night long tonight. Do I get a trophy or what?
Yeah, most people tend to butcher it. So.
Hey, all the guys back at our studio have been chewing on my ass about saying your name right. So I practiced and practiced and practiced. So, but I'll tell you what a fun night here with the Super Speedway Cup guys, and you got to check these guys out. Even though we had one of the worst wrecks that I've ever seen at Daytona. In fact, that's probably going to be some Kodak moments when I take a look at the replay. But I'll tell you what, ssseries.com is where you want to go. Tell them the Cowboy sent you over there. They might kick your ass out the bar, but hey, tell them the Cowboy sent you over there anyway. But Clint Monahan showing up late to the race. What'd you think, bud? Amen.
Big racing, even bigger wrecks. That's what I came out with tonight's race.
Big racing, even bigger wrecks. And of course, Laura Lawson, our other producer, she runs Channel 2 at ETV Live. Kind of, sort of joining us up here in the booth a little bit. We'll get her tuned up and get her talking a little bit more, but doing a little bit of engineer work for us here in the A main. But I'll tell you what, for John Wessling, who's stuck down in that trailer by himself pushing the buttons, we call him Magic Fingers back at the shop. Clint Monahan, Evan Pasoko has been kind of lurking around here, kind of listening in and everything. He's somewhere in Michigan on his way back home. You can tune in and listen to him on Monday night with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. A lot more racing coming your way. Check it out on the ETV Live calendar, etv-eplay.net, and just click on that broadcast calendar over there. Cowboy, I'll tell you what, get a couple of cases of Coronas and a couple of corn dogs and sit and enjoy some racing here on the ETV Live. That's going to do it from us, from Daytona International Speedway for the Super Speedway Cup Series. We'll catch you next time on ETV Live.